Hey guys, welcome to another Nose for a Gamer video. Today we're going to look at the Namco TV Games plug-and-play system that features Pac-Man and 4 other arcade games. Like the stickers on the side, I like how they have the space art on one side and the other games on the other. And if you put it sideways, it even kind of looks like an arcade cabinet from the side. It runs on 4 AA batteries. This unit does work. Voila, has a reset button and your standard joystick and button setup. One thing I don't like is this corner right here kind of catches my palm a little bit and made it uncomfortable as I was playing at times. But the joystick feels decent. You just have mono audio along with your video cable there. Just a fairly simple standard setup. But anyways, let's go ahead and take this unit. Let's plug it in and play it and see how it holds up today. Let's go to the games. The Namco Pac-Man TV Games plug-and-play unit carries a copyright year of 2003, and it appears to be a follow-up of sorts to the successful Atari plug-and-play joystick Jakks Pacific released earlier. When you start up the unit, you are treated to a nice, simple menu showing you the 5 arcade games included on this unit. The first game is the 1980s classic Pac-Man, which was clearly meant to be the main selling point of this unit. In it, you play a free-roaming head stuck in a strange purgatory where you seemingly can't get enough to eat and are constantly being haunted by 4 ghosts, which you can temporarily eat after stuffing yourself with an oversized piece of Kix cereal. It's classic, it plays great, and it's still fun today. The second game on the system is 1979's Galaxian, the oldest game on the system. Galaxian plays like a mix of Space Invaders and Galaga, its sequel. You can shoot one shot at a time and you have to wait for that shot to disappear before you can shoot again. It is an okay game, but honestly I'd rather play Space Invaders or Galaga than Galaxian. The third game is 1980's Rally X. Rally X is secretly Speed Racer's older brother Rex. Oh, wait a minute, I think I'm confusing that with something else. Well, it may not have Speed Racer, but it does have racing. Rally X is somewhat like a combination of Pac-Man and a racing game. You use the joystick to move around a maze collecting flags scattered throughout. Collect all the flags and you get to move on to the next one. There's also boulders and enemy cars that if they contact you will cause you to lose a life. You also have a limited supply of fuel to get all the flags. If a car is hot on your tail, you can press the button to use a smoke screen that also uses some of your fuel. You may recognize some of the flags as they would later appear in other Namco games like Xevious and even the recently released Super Smash Bros. On the Wii U. Rally X has some charm, but it's not a title I plan to go back to often. The fourth game on the unit is one of my all-time favorites, 1982's Dig Dug. In it, you dig tunnels, eliminating enemies by either blowing them up with your air hose or dropping giant boulders on top of them, which is the humane thing to do. Did you know that Dig Dug might be the first arcade game character to be officially divorced and his kid went on to star in the Mr. Driller series of games? Perhaps he was doing all that digging and exterminating to pay off his alimony. The fifth and final game on the unit is 1981's Bosconian, which sounds like something you'd order from Olive Garden. Yes, I'd like the unlimited breadsticks, the zuppa toscana, and fettuccine with Bosconian sauce. In the game, you pilot a ship that destroys giant motherships by either blasting all their parts on the outside or getting a perfect shot on their inner weak spot when exposed. You also have to deal with other enemies, but your shots come from both your back and your front. You can shoot more than one shot at a time, but you have to press the button for each shot. It's an interesting game, but not one I plan to revisit much. Now, I'm not an arcade expert, but the games appear to be emulated well. Usually if there is a weakness with emulation in games, it's with the sound, so some might notice some differences, but it sounded good enough for me. At the time of my research on eBay, used units were going for about $15 a piece, but a lot of that cost might be the shipping because of the weight. Now, if you found this in the wild, like at a garage sale or a thrift store, you might expect to pay something like, I don't know, $5 or less instead. So what did I think of the Namco Pac-Man TV Games plug-and-play unit? Well, I enjoyed Pac-Man and Dig Dug, but the rest of the titles did little for me. I also wish you had a few options available, such as continues or the ability to adjust difficulty, but as it is with units like this one, that rarely happens. Also, several of the games are now available on other plug-and-play units and compilations for systems as well, making it hard to recommend this one unless you're looking for a simple way to play one of the included games. So where am I going to rank it? Well, it's going to be close to its own follow-up, the Ms. Pac-Man Plug and Play unit, which is currently at the number 6 position. And while I enjoyed Pac-Man and Dig Dug, the Ms. Pac-Man unit just has a better selection, with Ms. Pac-Man Galaga Xevious and even a great rendition of Pole Position with the twisty joystick. So out of the 10 plug and play units I've ranked so far, the Namco Pac-Man TV Games plug and play system is going to come in at the number 7 position. Some fun can be had with this one, but it has its limits. If you enjoy retro-related videos, would you please click the like and subscribe buttons? You can also support the show on Patreon. Just go to patreon.com/KnowsWhereGamer for more information. You can also follow me on both the Facebook or the Twitter. Thank you for giving me a little part of your day, and I look forward to seeing you next time on the next episode of the Knows Where Gamer. Take care, everybody.